What's going on, Tix Tribe? It's your boy Irontixc, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing. Um, you guys have killed the last two of these videos. I really appreciate it, for real. Um, I also had a couple of comments on the last video about how I was pausing too much and about how I was, having my little square in the corner, a little awkward and weird. Buddy, I do what I want to do. It's my channel. No offense, but if you don't like what I do, then you can leave. No offense, but also you have to pause every single reaction that you do. You have to pause at least a couple times, because if you don't, then they're gonna get demonetized, or not demonetized, but they're gonna get um what the fuck is it called? I literally just woke up. Um Not demonetized, but you get a strike, pretty much. If you don't pause, you're gonna get a strike, or not a strike, but it's something. I can't remember what it's called. I literally just woke up. But in other words, you have to pause when you're doing reactions because, well, that's just how YouTube works. Um, and the only reason I talk also is because I do DoorDash too. So I actually have the similar, well, not really similar stories than that, but you know. But anyway, appreciate the likes. Also, like I said, if you don't like what I do and you don't like how I operate, then maybe this channel ain't for you. That's all. So, um, today we have 4 conspiracy killers horror stories animated. We're taking a little break from DoorDash. Still the same guy. It's Martin Animations. Go check him out. I'll leave him down in the description below. So, yeah, without further ado, also, like I said, there's going to be pauses. But as further ado, let's get into this.
In May of 2014, a crime in Waukesha, Wisconsin,
Hoping y'all can hear it good. Be good.
became one of the most chilling examples of internet fiction bleeding off into reality. 3 12-year-old girls had become deeply immersed in online creepypasta culture, especially the fictional character of Slender Man. Born from the internet forums and amplified through YouTube, Reddit, and other various horror sites,
I remember
Slender
Slender.
Man had become more than just a scary story to them. To these girls, he was real. In reality, Slender Man had been born on an image board, some say 4chan, in hopes of winning a contest for scariest picture. Slender Man was simply just a creepy Photoshop job of a man in a suit at a park, chasing kids around a playground with his infamously long arms. The rest of his mythos was simply a reaction to that original image. Like many others, they spent months reading lore, watching videos, sharing theories online. Over time, the line between fiction and belief eroded, though. They began to convince themselves that Slender Man existed as a real, supernatural entity. And he was watching them, influencing them, calling them to his cause.
Okay, I was waiting for a really good time to pause it. I absolutely love, and cherish like old conspiracy killers and like serial killers and shit. Like, I have always been intrigued with them. I don't know why, but I have. I just love history. I love history. Sorry. But like I said, I'm going to pause. So be ready.
According to police interviews, the girls believed they needed to commit a murder to become Slender Man's proxies and to prove their loyalty. They also believed that if they didn't comply, Slender Man would kill all of their families.
This how Slender Man came
Their only chance at
to?
survival was sacrificing one of their own and becoming pawns for this entity.
Oh my.
They lured their friend into the woods under the guise of playing, then stabbed her 19 times and left her for dead. Miraculously, though, the victim would survive. The case would horrify the public, but it also became a landmark moment in online culture, showing how internet mythology, when mixed with youth...
Oh, wait a minute. I swear, hold on, sorry, that's probably really loud. I swear I have seen that somewhere. I look back I look back so long to different types of history in the history books and whatnot. I swear I've heard of that before. Of two or three, the same exact thing.
Obsession and isolation could become real enough to inspire real-world violence, even murder.
I can barely think right now. I just woke up.
Just a few
Just
weeks
like, man, I
after
want
the
to record.
Slenderman stabbing, another internet-fueled tragedy would unfold, this time rooted not in fictional lore, but in a toxic online identity. In June of 2014, Elliot Rodger carried out a mass killing in Isla Vista, California, murdering 6 people and injuring 14 others before taking his own life.
What the fuck?
Before the attack, Rodger left behind a manifesto and a series of YouTube videos that revealed how deeply he had been immersed in online incel, involuntary celibate, communities. These were spaces where anger, misogyny, and grievance were reinforced through constant online validation. On Reddit-adjacent forums and similar platforms, Rodger absorbed a worldview that framed women and society as enemies, and himself a victim of a rigged system.
Okay. I love horror movies, okay? I have an actual set of rules that I follow when I watch horror movies. So, this is going to be really quick. Don't worry about that. For me, if a horror movie is about a group of teens, and I say this because I see it so much and it honestly pisses me off. If there is a horror movie or any type of movie that involves a group of teens, a group of teen boys or whatever, or activists, whatever you want to call them, and they team up on females or couple of girls or whatever. No, that's where I cross the line. See, to me, a good horror movie or a good any type of movie is the suspense, the getting chills up your body. There's a difference between a disgusting horror movie and a actual horrifying horror movie. But yeah, that's just my point of view. To me, I don't believe that females should be the main enemies in horror movies. It's just sad. It's fucked up to me. Like, why is that a thing? I don't know. I think Hollywood and screenwriters are really losing their shit when it comes to making movies because I miss the old horror movies. Like, nowadays, they don't really come up with shit. But anyway, sorry.
His writings
Not sorry.
echoed talking points and narratives common inside these online spaces: entitlement, resentment, and a belief that violence was actually justified.
Damn.
That perhaps violence was in fact the key to making all of this go away. Elliot believed that if he could showcase his fury, perhaps he could scare women into never telling a man no ever again. After the attack, his manifesto and videos were circulated, analyzed, and in some dark corners of the internet, even praised. Reddit threads would dissect his ideology in real time. Some condemned it, others archived it. In fringe spaces, he actually became a symbol. The chilling part really isn't what he did. It's how an online grievance culture gave him a script, a community, a framework that helped turn his resentment into death itself. Rodger wasn't frequent on Reddit, but he posted his manifesto, serial killer style, videos almost everywhere, and many different communities analyzed them. Users on bodybuilding.com, where Elliot Rodger was a regular.
Damn, this shit's actually true. This is actually a true story. This ain't a conspiracy. This is actually a true story. Elliot Oliver Robertson Rodger was a British and American mass murderer and misogynist terrorist who perpetrated the 2014 Isla Vista attacks, where he murdered 6 people and injured 14 others before he fatally shot himself. Born in 91, died in 2014. Holy shit. So this ain't even here. This is what he looks like. I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but so this ain't a conspiracy. This shit actually happened. Wow. That's fucking crazy. That's what I'm saying. I like going deep into this shit and actually seeing if these stories are real or fake or not.
Visitor actually
It's
commented
real.
on Elliot's creepy serial killer-like qualities just a week before his actual rampage. Reddit, though, was the rabbit hole. You could find almost anything available on the kid, as well as multitudes of commentary and speculation. They pulled apart every post, every second of footage, and built a profile of Elliot that rivaled that of law enforcement.
Damn.
In the late 2010s, a disturbing online phenomenon began to circulate through Reddit, YouTube, and social media, the so-called Blue Whale Challenge.
Oh my.
The story claimed that children were being contacted online by an anonymous curator who would assign them a series of escalating dares over
I think
several
I've heard
weeks.
of this game. I'm not sure though.
The tasks allegedly started small, waking up at odd hours, watching disturbing videos, and gradually escalating into self-harm, with the final challenge being suicide.
Oh.
Journalists and investigators later found little evidence of a centralized organized game. But here's the actual disturbing part. The panic itself was relentless. Schools, parents, politicians, the whole world was addressing this in real time. Reddit threads, warning posts, news segments, and a viral video spread the legend so wildly that kids began reenacting the behavior even without a real organizer. The kids became their own curators. Schools would issue alerts. Police departments released public warnings.
Damn.
Parents reported children carving symbols into their arms, mimicking what they'd seen online.
Oh, jeez.
In multiple cases, families directly linked suicide attempts and self-harm to exposure to the blue whale content. Now,
Damn,
whether the
bro.
challenge existed as advertised almost didn't really matter. The kids had now taken over. The internet had created something far more dangerous, a viral horror narrative that kids believed was actually real. The fear, the dares, the mythology became a kind of digital urban legend that encouraged real-world harm through imitation and psychological pressure, even if they were just pretending.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Following all of this, a new kind of internet-driven danger had become disturbingly common: viral challenge culture. Across Reddit, TikTok, YouTube, and other platforms,
Hold on.
dangerous dares would spread.
There's one horror thing that I want to hear. I want to see if he
like
says it.
HPV inside an army barracks.
'Cause it was
What started
huge
off
a
as
couple years
jokes
ago.
or shock content quickly would become trends, and then expectations. Kids were doing things we couldn't even imagine.
Actually,
Some of the most notorious included the Skullbreaker Challenge, where people would kick someone's legs out from underneath them mid-jump.
what?
The Benadryl Challenge, encouraging teens to take dangerous doses to hallucinate.
Oh my god.
The Blackout Challenge, which involved cutting off oxygen to induce passing out. The Fire Challenge,
I
where
can't.
participants
I
set
have done
parts of
that
their
before,
body on
actually.
fire.
Not that.
Reddit threads are filled with warning posts, hospital stories,
I was really
grieving
young.
family members trying to understand how something so obviously dangerous would become normalized. In multiple documented cases, teens would die or suffer permanent brain damage trying to complete any of these challenges. What makes this category so disturbing is
What makes this whole thing so disturbing is that people nowadays, and even then again before, because this was in 2010, motherfuckers will do anything to be known, to be popular, to fit in. It's like, why? Why follow with the crowd? Do your own thing. Like, why would you do all of this shit? If you know it's bad, if you have a gut-wrenching feeling that it's bad, then why would you do it? It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, I get it. Online and people can be, perpetrating and assholes, but shit, man. A lot of good people can lose their lives from this shit. It needs to
isn't really
stop.
just the recklessness, it's the psychology. Online dangerous behavior is rewarded with views, likes, and attention. Algorithms push extreme content. Peer pressure is amplified by visibility. What would have been dismissed as a stupid idea becomes a trend, and then a rite of passage. It becomes addicting when those views hit. It's the same pattern as the earlier cases. The internet doesn't just suggest behavior, it normalizes it. It gamifies it. It dares people to bring it into the real world.
That's
I
fucked.
suffer from autism, social anxiety, PTSD, and severe anger issues.
Ooh.
At school, I'm usually mocked by other people for
Same.
being the weird white kid. I get called a school shooter a lot because I had a really unhealthy obsession with the Columbine massacre. People laughed when they said it, like it was a joke, like it couldn't possibly land them anywhere dangerous. Teachers overheard it sometimes and didn't even intervene. After a while, I stopped correcting anybody. When you hear something enough, it starts to feel assigned to you, like a role in a family. It was just the space that I seemed to be filling. I was 16 at the time, living in a small country with strict firearm laws, but access still existed. I was already unraveling. My best friend, the person who used to pull me back when my thoughts got extremely violent, started to ghost me, only reaching out when he needed money or some kind of favor. My ex-girlfriend had just broken up with me, and my social anxiety had hardened into something like a callus inside my mind. I wasn't just sad anymore. I was bitter. I was humiliated.
Yeah.
I felt like everybody around me had a script for life, and I was improvising. Anything that went well for a peer or a neighbor would infuriate me. I wanted to set fire to anything positive, anything successful. I got dumped the night before because she liked another guy. A guy I knew pretty well. The details sound small when I write it all out, but at the time, it felt like proof that I was in fact replaceable. How else could I feel? That morning at school on August 25th, 2018, everything felt hostile. The hallways were suffocating. Every laugh felt directed. Kids were picking on me, threatening me, laughing at me. And I remember
I low-key feel this exact fucking thing, like, right now. Because there's this job that I'm at, okay? It was a great job when I first started. But after the last couple weeks, so pretty much I started January 5th, okay? And a month after I started, this new guy came in. His name is Dakota. Super fucking chill dude. So chill. We're really good friends right now. We're like homies pretty much. And I spoke him up here and there, and he was the temp, so he had one more day, before he was actually hired on. Them motherfuckers let him go a day before he was hired on, and because they said of his attitude and his attendance when we work Monday through Thursday with Fridays sometimes mandatory, and we worked the last 3 Fridays besides this Friday because it wasn't mandatory. So last Friday 2 Fridays ago when he got fired, the entire power grid was out. I had no gas and we could not call them at all. So we got about a little bit way there. By the time we got a little bit way there, my gas was on E. So we had to turn around because we're like, bro, we're not going to make it. What if we get there and there's no fucking gas open because the fucking power's out? So we turn around and he called me that day and he's like, bro, I'm about to crash the fuck out. I'm like, what's up? He's like, they let me go. I'm like, you fucking kidding me? Like, no, they let me go. I'm like, what the fuck? So, yeah, that's that part. But also, it's different for me too, though, because nobody will talk to me. I feel like everybody's talking shit behind my back. Me, I'm working my ass off. I am a damn good worker. I have an insane work ethic. I've been working since I was at least 14, maybe even younger than that. So I feel this actually. I really deeply feel this part. Sorry, I'm not really sorry, but yeah. Also, like I said in the very beginning, I am going to pause the videos. Okay, I'm going to pause the videos as much as I want, mostly because of YouTube's community guidelines, but also because, well, if I have or have been through something similar to what I'm watching, I'm gonna say it because I like to talk and, communicate with you guys. So to me, YouTube is not all about being quiet all the time and looking at a video. It's about entertainment. So if you don't like what I do, then find somebody else. I don't know, but I do what I do. So if you guys enjoy your stay here, I appreciate you. But if you don't, have a good one. But let's continue.
Thinking
it's
how
good.
inescapable this all was. Like this was
Not really,
just what my life
but
was
kind of.
now, forever and ever. I carried a journal everywhere with me. It was messy, angry, mostly incoherent babblings on violence. Writing was the only way I could slow down my thoughts. But on this day, the writing didn't slow down anything, it actually accelerated it. I felt this overwhelming surge of rage mixed with suicidal thoughts, like two currents feeding into one another. I started writing about hurting the school, not dramatically, not emotionally, just line after line.
Here. I'll do something real quick here. Give me a quick second. Just a quick second here. I'm trying to find something because it's literally bugging the absolute shit out of me. The word I'm looking for of why I have to pause the video is for the restrictions, the copyright. That's why. If I don't, then they're going to get a strike. So that's why I have to pause. Also, sorry, I just had to find that because it was going to drive me absolutely crazy if I couldn't think of the word. But
detached, almost clinical. That's what scares me now. There was no panic, no adrenaline, just a sense of momentum. Everything felt natural and fine in the moment. I walked out of class in the hallway. I passed a friend and told him, "Dude, go home." He asked me why, and I told him that I'm gonna do something. You should get the fuck out of here. I still replay that moment over and over, how casually it came out of my mouth, like I was warning somebody about bad weather before a storm would roll in. And I guess I was the storm, a black cloud of hatred that was about to punish everything around me. I messaged my ex, told her to forget about me. She knew I'd had these thoughts since I was young. She panicked immediately, called me over and over, trying to ground me in the moment, telling me to breathe, asking where I was. I was almost outside when everything collapsed on me. I saw it all at once. The permanence, the headlines, the families, the fact that I wouldn't be just ending
Man,
my
I
life,
felt
but
that heavy
poisoning other
breathing
people's
too.
forever. I called the mental health clinic, asked for my psychologist, told them everything about what was almost about to happen. Saying it out loud shattered that illusion that I was in control, and soon I was weeping, hyperventilating, on the edge of delirium. It was hands down the most terrifying experience of my life, not because of the chaos, but because I learned how thin the line really was, how easy it was to drift towards something irreversible without realizing you crossed a point of no return. I was committed fully to ending any and everybody that had ever caused me grief. There was nothing that would stop me inside my mind. I'm actually in a healthy relationship now. I cut my old best friend out of my life, let him know the damage that he caused me, which was very relieving. I'm still on good terms with my ex. Therapy forced me to confront things that I buried, bullying, resentment.
Okay, but why? Didn't she just cheat on you with your best friend? Isn't that how half this whole thing got started? Is she cheated on you with your best friend? So why are you back? Okay.
The way anger had become a buffer between me and reality. I even transferred to a school for students with mental health issues for a while, just to slow everything down and reset. The country I live in now is very considerate when it comes to mental health services. I've told a few close friends. I've told my mom and my older brother. And every time I say it, it feels unreal now, like I'm talking about somebody else.
Yeah?
But it wasn't somebody else. It was me. It was me that almost murdered students in every classroom. Me that nearly secured a firearm and pumped round after round into innocent casualty.
Yeah?
I can hardly stomach the thought now. Update. I didn't make this Reddit post for praise. I expect judgment. I'm posting it because this almost destroyed everything, and because it didn't have to. I got help. I'm still getting help. My anxiety is lower. My anger isn't consuming me any longer. I haven't had serious thoughts like that since. If you're hearing this and you recognize yourself in any part of it, there is another way. Please reach out for help before a moment becomes a legacy that you can't escape.
Wow, that was a good one. I like it. I like how you turned that around.
When I was 12, I learned something
Not a lot
about the
happened
local
that way.
movement.
Oh
My best friend Alex's father.
Oh my god, my fucking knee just popped. Oh shit. Oh, damn, that hurt. Oh, my knee just popped, bro. Oh man, that did not feel good. Just
Father
such a
had bought this
shock.
huge stretch of forest about an hour outside of Montreal. It had been nothing but trees when they acquired it.
I think this is the last one, if I'm not correct. We've already been through 3 of them.
They cleared a small patch for a house and left the rest untouched. A dirt road cut through the property, running for several kilometers before reaching a few scattered homes that were further up. The road divided into 2 completely different worlds. On the right side, the side with the house, the forest was open, golden, rolling hills, deciduous trees that let sunlight spill through them. It felt breathable, friendly,
Little
safe enough
doggies.
for kids to wander, dogs without a leash. It felt like home. On the left side, there was a ditch about 2 meters deep running parallel to the road.
Oh, geez.
The ditch was strange, filled with rusted car parts, wheels, doors, steering columns, moss covered and half buried like relics from some mechanical graveyard.
Ew.
Beyond the ditch rose this steep hill, thick with dark conifers. The trunks were nearly black, the canopy swallowed all of the light. And at the top of that hill was a swamp ground. We called it Demon Forest.
Too.
And it's not a joke, not really. We all felt it, a pressure change, a subtle animal instinct that said, don't go up there, don't stay long if you do, leave, go back to the road. We rarely climbed up that hill. One autumn afternoon in 2001 or 2002, my family was visiting Alex's. We got bored listening to adults talk and decided to walk the dirt road. Alex's father warned us before we left. Something had been getting into their trash. He thought it was a large dog that belonged to somebody further up the road. He said it looked horrific, diseased, patches of fur were missing, not healthy. If we saw it, don't approach it. It was overcast but calm. The air was still in that heavy pre-winter way. Fallen leaves carpeted everything in golden red. We walked uphill with the bright forest to our right and the demon forest to our left, shoes crunching with every single step. That uneasy feeling crept in further as we climbed, and about halfway up the slope, I saw something that stopped me. A large pine branch extended over the road from the dark hillside, and tied to it was this pink ribbon.
That's never good.
Now, that alone did not make sense. Nobody else lived directly on that land, and there were no little girls. No reason for something delicate and bright to be hanging from a tree deep inside a private forest.
Nah, I got chills.
What made it worse was that ribbon was whipping violently in the air. It flapped almost horizontal, and there was no wind. The trees were still. The leaves on the ground weren't moving. My hair wasn't moving. I licked my finger and held it up the way my dad had taught me to. Got nothing. But that ribbon snapped and fluttered as it caught steady in a gust. I reached up and touched it. It moved strangely against my fingers, and for some reason, I couldn't even speak. I wanted to talk about it, ask about it, but the words wouldn't come to me. Alex, on the other hand, didn't seem to care. He was distracted, scanning the hill. I didn't push it, and we just kept walking. Eventually, the steep hill softened into a clearing, a half-circle slope carved away from the trees. It felt theatrical, as if we stood on a stage and the forest above us was an audience, looking down on what we might do. The ground between us and the tree line was open, covered only in fallen leaves.
I thought those were all dead birds. I'm like, oh my gosh.
No brush, no shrubs, clear visibility all the way to the top. Alex froze next to me. Did you hear that? He asked. I hadn't. He said there were wildcats in the forest. His dad had seen them. One had kittens. He was suddenly thrilled by that idea, and he insisted we heard a meow from up there. I told him again that I didn't hear anything, but before I could stop him, he cupped his hands, meowing loudly toward the trees. The forest answered him back. A clear, deliberate meow. Not an echo. It wasn't distorted. Clear as daylight.
Oh.
Alex lit up immediately and did it again. And again, the woods responded back to him.
Oh.
Every time he meowed, something above us would meow back.
That ain't good.
Exactly once in response, every time. A perfect mirror.
That ain't good.
Even at 12 years old, I knew animals don't behave like that. Wildcats don't conduct conversations with children. And there was no echo in that space. The leaves and soil would have swallowed it. And yet, there it was, this touch of feedback, a distortion. And it continued to answer. Then out of nowhere, the leaves up the hill began to rustle. Something was moving toward us.
Oh boy.
The sound was heavy, whatever it was huge, heavy, two-legged, crunching through the leaves without any kind of hesitation, without any care for being heard. And yet, there was nothing there. We could see the entire slope between us and that tree line. Nothing was moving. Nothing broke the surface of leaves, no shape, no shadow, but the rustling multiplied. Alex grinned over at me. The kittens are coming. It sounds like a whole litter. My eyes went wide and shaky. I felt like Alex wasn't Alex anymore. What he was saying, there just wasn't any logic to it. There's now several distinct sets of movements, closing in, fanning out. Still nothing visible. Alex continued to smile, clasping his hands together in anticipation. Panic began to start in my stomach, though, and climbed up into my throat. The clearing felt exposed. We were out in the open, no quick exit, standing in an open space with invisible movement surrounding us. I heard it then, loud, wet panting, right at my feet. For a split second, my brain tried to normalize it. I had a husky at home. I knew that sound, but then reality slammed back in me. There was no dog there, yet the panting was inches from my leg. I looked down, nothing, but my brain understood there should be something in my field of vision, right? In that moment, my entire consciousness fizzled and popped. I short-circuited.
Oh shit. Are these like ghost cats? Are these like ghost hyenas or some shit? Like, fuck.
The panting continued, heavy, close, as if a large dog stood pressed up against my shins. I spun in a full circle, screaming, but there was nothing. No animal, no movement, no shadows. The clearing was completely empty. Yet the panting did not stop. I looked up the road. About 100 meters away, at the crest of the hill, stood this lone dog. Large, broad-headed. Something like a Rottweiler, but zombified. Fur was patchy, missing in spots. Skin was visible, but dirty, unkempt. Open, festering wounds here and there. And was staring right at us. There's no possible way I could hear that dog breathing from that distance, though. But the panting at my feet was unmistakable. That was the moment that instinct kind of just took over. I ran, faster than I ever had before in my life, and Alex was beside me.
Damn,
We
bro.
didn't look back. We tore down the hill and to the house came back into view. We never walked that road again. We told his dad that we saw the dog, and he went and paraded around with a rifle for a bit, but didn't see any sign of it. We called it a day and spent the rest of it inside. Years later, I still went to Alex's house. We partied there as teenagers, drank too much, smoked too much, stayed up late.
Oh, jeez.
But stepping outside at night just always felt spooky still. The forest was aware of us. When I slept over, I sometimes woke up in that half-conscious state, feeling something in the room. Once I swore that I saw something near the ceiling, a shape that wasn't a shape, just pooled up like a liquid darkness.
Oh, jeez.
We never talked about that day either, not once. As an adult, I looked into the history of the land. It sits on a territory traditionally inhabited by Algonquin peoples, possibly Mohawk depending on the boundary lines. The knowledge doesn't really explain what happened though, the ribbon, the mimicry, the energy. But I do know this. Something in that forest responded when we called, and whatever draws breath out there apparently doesn't need a body to do it.
Damn. Damn. That shit was good. Fuck. Alright, bro. Alright, Martin. That shit was good. I like that one. My guess for the last one is most likely, since it was literally called Demon Road, or whatever it was called, I'm thinking that it was a bunch of dead animals. Like, reincarnated dead animals. That's pretty fucked. Anyways, hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know down in the comment section below. Also, there is something I wanted to say that I didn't say in the beginning. If y'all want to talk shit, okay, on my channel or anything like that, go ahead. Seriously. Like, shit talking and whatnot, it doesn't really do anything to me. The only thing it really does is, well, to be completely honest, boost my channel. Because you're still commenting, you're still watching the videos. So, in other words, you're still kind of helping me out, even if you don't think you are. But for one, I'm gonna watch what I watch. I'm going to pause if I want to pause. I'm gonna play a different game if I want to play a different game. It's my channel, so you know. If you enjoy what I do, I hope you stay. I hope, you know, we continue having this great time. But If you don't like what I do, then I hope you find somebody who does it better than me. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, let me know down in the comment section below. And make sure to go check out Martin Animations because he makes some really good stuff. I will leave both the video link and his channel in the description down below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.